hanging out with the technical people that we're going to find here at PIA. You're not really going to get any parachutes or rigging equipment or hardware delivered, but on the front end, we need to bring in tandem students, and you've got a back-end solution for the front end that Drop Zones provide. Tell us a little bit about what's going on at PROSkydiving, Doug.
Well, PROSkydiving is an online reservation system that we've developed and we're distributing out to the skydiving industry. The idea is it sits on the Drop Zones website and is essentially a tool for Drop Zones to generate business online. We're an e-commerce solution. There's a back-end a reservation solution that allows the office to enter in reservations from the back end. Any of those reservations that go through the system are free of charge. The only fees that are associated with our system is any reservations that happen to go through the online portion of it, just because there's credit card fees and such involved. Also here at PROSkydiving, we've just acquired Jump Run. We recently bought DZ Tools, which is Jump Run 5, and the departure viewer.
We've been using Jump Run. I'm pretty excited about the acquisition because that means it's going to have some life.
It is.
Hoping to see some 64-bit upgrade stuff.
So what we're looking at is right now it sits as is. We purchased the original code, which is about 10 years old now. In my opinion, it's still some of the best software out there, considering some of the options. So what we wanted to do now is we want to take that customer base. We want to build on it. We want to take this software and we want to move it to a more current platform. We're going to take it away from Visual Basic, move it over to a .NET platform.
.NET Nuke is where you're going with this then.
Right.
So very open-ended.
Exactly. And so what we've got all kinds of ideas on how we're going to integrate social media into this, and really just open it up to let the Drop Zones give us some feedback on what works. And of course, integrating it into PROSkydiving is really going to be the revenue stream that's going to help us feed this thing, because it's not a cheap endeavor.
Okay, so if you're going down the social media realm, what I'm picturing in my head is somebody's hanging out on my Drop Zones Facebook page, and they like what they see. They want to book a tandem reservation. Well, is that kind of part of that?
That's
plan?
One way of looking at it. The other way too is kind of taking a lead from the ski resorts. When somebody checks in at the Drop Zone, it'll automatically update their Facebook account to say, hey, this person has recently checked in at this.
So you're going to use their places.
Exactly, okay. Exactly. So we see, and this is continually evolving. We could make something this year that works very well right now, but as Facebook and social media evolves, it's going to change substantially. Right. So we are working hard to integrate that part of it, and it's a very long, extensive process. We're not rewriting. We're not updating Jump Run 5. We're starting from scratch. This is a whole new thing, so it's a big step for us. Kind of a cool feature too is for all current PROSkydiving customers, current now and who join us now, we'll get Jump Run, which is priced almost $2,000. They're getting it for free. So we're giving Jump Run to the Drop Zones right now. Another thing too is we're for 90 days, we are not only not charging Drop Zones for it, we're actually covering the Drop Zones credit card fees for 90 days. We're that confident that if Drop Zones come on board and just check out the system, they're going to be sold on. They're going to see how efficient it is and how much it's going to streamline their operations, that they're going to be on board, and that's the key. That's what we're looking for.
So if I want to try PROSkydiving, then I can stick it into my website right now, and for the next 90 days, it costs me not only nothing, but you're going to pay my transaction fees.
Absolutely. And at 90 days, if you're not happy with it, that's it. No obligation. There are no contracts with this system at all. We'll never get to a point where
it's all pay as you go.
It's all pay as you go.
So how difficult is it for me to integrate? I mean, do I got to hire a programmer to get all this stuff into my back end, or what happens?
There's a whole back end dashboard that you guys will have access to once we sign you onto the system. We give you username and password. You have access to that. You can add as many admins to the system as you want and give them varying levels of access. You can just give maybe a staff level access that simply allows your staff to log in and just see how many tandems or AFFs or static lines that you have for the next 4 days. There's a manifest level, there's a management level, and an owner level. So varying levels that allow people to go in and get their level of access.
But how difficult is it to integrate with my existing software? I mean, like if I want to integrate a YouTube video on my website, just copy, paste code, and I'm done.
The same. You just take the code and paste it to your website, and that shows up as an iframe on your website, allowing customers to book directly from your website. One of the misnomers out there about our operation is that somehow we're getting in the middle of the customer in the drop zone, and that's actually not the case at all. We're simply an application development company, and we want to deliver tools to help drop zones be more streamlined and more successful.
And so if I do decide to stay with Jump Run, with Pro Skydiving and Jump Run later on, because we're already in the Jump Run world, so once we get those two things integrated, I want to stick with you. What's it going to cost per tandem for me to be able to use your software?
Well, the only fees associated with using Pro Skydiving is on any transaction that is generated online, because that's using our credit card processor. If you want to use the back-end system to manually enter in phone reservations or any reservations that come in from other sources, you simply enter those into your back-end, and there's no fees associated with that at all. Okay. So the only fee is a 2.9% on top of the credit card fee. So it's a total of a 5.9% transaction fee, of which we're covering the credit card.
Sounds pretty reasonable.
I think so too.
Cool deal. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you got some good things going on. Just do me one favor and let's get Jump Run up to 64 bits so I can use real computers again.
We're working on it. It's a big process.
That's the worst part of it all. Right. Well, thanks for taking a little bit of time and spending with me, and glad to see you here at PAA.
Thank you. Appreciate it.